I call the Township of Aleppo Commissioners meeting of July 21st, 2025 to order at 7 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
President Jones,
Present.
Vice President Williams,
Present.
Commissioner Darrow,
Present.
Commissioner Haluka.
Here.
Solicitor Jewett.
Present.
This meeting, as all others, will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube. Do I hear a motion to approve the June 16th, 2025 legislative meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And at this point, I'd like to ask everybody to share a moment of silence for Patty, who we will miss very badly. Thank you. Later in the meeting, we'll have a chance for people to say a few words if they choose. Chief?
Good evening, everyone. Start off by saying very sorry for the loss of a personal friend and an asset to the community for sure. Very kind-hearted woman for what I know of her. Just very sorry for your losses. Having said that, for the month of June, relatively slow month, 40 EMS calls total. Again, we don't go to all of those. The vast majority Masonic, but that is a larger number than normal. Total of 61 calls overall. In that were a few parking complaints, I believe, at the manor that we dealt with. There was also 2 solicitation complaints. Solicitors seem to be pretty active during the month of June all across all of our areas. Some of them got a little bit mouthy with residents when they were told no, they kept going at it. I would just again reinforce, we issue out permits, it has her picture on it, my signature, we track that stuff, we alert the townships and boroughs who's in their area for what and when. First thing I would say to a resident, if you're on the no-knock list that we have through our website, please let us know, call us, let us know that that somebody knocked on your door and you're not on the no-knock list. If they have a permit, we'll address it promptly. If they continue to do that, I just had this over in the township with a pest control company. They kept knocking on a few no-knock doors. I said one more time, we're gonna pull your whole permit and you'll lose the money, because that's the whole reason of the no-knock list, right? So I just encourage residents to contact us if they have a problem with the solicitor, all right? Most of them are here legally and are just trying to do a living, which is no problem, but sometimes they don't get permits properly or they violate what we ask them to do,
Chief,
right?
how far ahead do you let the township know? Like, how far ahead will Gwen know that pest control company ABC is gonna be in Aleppo?
Sometimes it's that day, the next day, like as soon as I sign that permit, they're looking to go, right? Because they just paid.
I'm wondering if we
Yeah.
could, if there's time enough to throw it up on our website.
We can communicate that, I just
Yeah,
don't know
usually
how.
I get an email from your office saying
Saying-
this group has been given a permit, so I'll stick it on latest news,
Yeah, I
saying
wonder,
that they're gonna
yeah.
be around,
You know,
as
that
soon as I
ABC
get it.
Pest does have a
I think
permit,
that's a
and they're
great
gonna
idea.
be,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think that's a great
they're gonna
idea.
be in Aleppo.
Again, they've said as soon as they grabbed it, they went out knocking. Some of them, not always up here, but some of them definitely have. They
But
feel
that might settle down some calls that you
I
get too,
agree.
because they'll already have the information.
outstanding. If you have the time to do that, I think that would work out wonderfully. Sure thing. Last but not least, and I say this often, as the High Township was just hit, lock your vehicles. Don't leave anything valuable in them. We had vehicles that were gone through in a certain neighborhood. Some valuables were taken, things like that, but they only went to the vehicles that were unlocked, right? Please don't leave your key to your vehicle in it, they will take it. That's what happens.
That's amazing.
Yes, but just pass it along to everybody else. You live in a wonderful, safe neighborhood. There are just transient groups that come out of city area. and they just hit a neighborhood, and they just, at 2 AM, just go car to car to car, pulling on the handles, and if it's open, they're in it. If it's not, they go on to the next one. Prevent a crime, see something, say something before you ask. You ask what you can do for me, tell the residents, please, just lock your homes up, lock your cars up, deny the opportunity, deny the crime. It does stop people. They're not looking to usually break a whole bunch of stuff to get after what they're after. They're just looking for the easy hits, right? So that's what I would have to say. Any questions or concerns for me?
Just one, are you being actively involved in the discussion about one-way streets and fire lanes in the manor?
Only meeting that I've ever had or had a discussion with was here.
But it's been quiet since
It has been, not to
They've
my
dropped it.
knowledge, not from us, not on our.
stopped?
They've dropped it. It's
Okay.
actually over the enforcement of one individual.
So,
Okay.
But I'm happy to sit down with anyone and discuss it, right? Always.
Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Everyone have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, chief. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Emergency management?
Gwen and I have both on two different sides been dealing with the hazardous vulnerability studies and the new hazmat policy for the county. We jump on theirs. So there's some meetings that Gwen's went to, and there's meetings that I've went to, and
Give me,
we're involved.
give me an example of an event.
Well, the county EOC next Tuesday is getting together to talk about what they do. It's hard to explain. They get together hazard vulnerability studies from each individual township, look at what they are. Some of those are shared by county. For example, landslides is a big Allegheny County thing. And so they look at that as a countywide hazard. And then they develop, and there's hundreds of those throughout the county. They take the ones that each township sends their hazard vulnerability study in, and then they look to find mitigation to each one of those, and then they submit that, just as we submit our EOP to Allegheny County. Allegheny County submits their EOP to PEMA, and PEMA submits their EOP to FEMA. So we're kind of on the bottom of that ongoing totem pole. And they do it every 5 years, and this is 5 years.
So in a couple months, when this is all done, we'll be asked to adopt the
To adopt the
county
county-wide.
hazard mitigation
Good.
plan as part of ours, which will make
Okay.
us eligible for
Yes,
assistance in case of certain disasters.
Well, thank you.
yes. One other thing, we thought that we had in place a way to communicate with the manor on an emergency basis. I was told that they had the ability to do that through RJ Community. We have discovered that they do not. When the 911 system went down, I contacted the communication officer from the board at the manor. She went through the channels that she was supposed to do to notify the community, and she was informed that there's nobody working and that it could be done the following day. So that really is, that the notification would go out the following day, and I just told her that it just wasn't worth it. So we should perhaps keep in mind, because I know I was relying on that, because I hate to use code red for things that aren't immediately life-threatening, because people will get used to it and they won't react to it. And so I just wanted to let people know the 2 phone numbers that they could call directly, one for Valley Ambulance and one for police, their business non-emergency line, because the emergency line wasn't working. I just wanted to get those numbers out, and was told that they were gonna go out the next day. So by the next day, it was fixed. It didn't matter.
Well, was there a system in place that got lost with time, or was there never
Well,
a
no, the
system?
system is to get a hold of RJ Community and have him get out. He has an email address for every resident, and so I believe the board, in good faith, thought that it would work to notify people in the manor and the ridge of an emergency that affected just the manor and the ridge. And I think they were just as surprised
Okay.
that we were told the emergency notification would go out the next day.
Is a fix?
Was that a Thursday?
Yes, I believe it was. And so Gwen was actually off but she has the ability to change our website. So she put it up on, I bothered Gwen, I think at her mother's house, and she put it up on our website and got it out to the whole township, and I called the emergency coordinator from Masonic, and they got it out on their notification system, so I thought, get it out on the notification there, get it out on the website for Aleppo at large, and get it out on the emergency notification in the manner, but that didn't work very well. So we need to keep in mind, if it's truly an emergency, we may not be able to rely on that.
What would be the fix?
Using Code Red if it's truly an
If it's truly
emergency.
an emergency.
We subscribe to Code Red, so I think both Gwen and I are reluctant to use that for notification kind of stuff,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
when Code Red goes out, we want the world to stand up and notice.
Okay. Any further questions? Public Works?
You have the report in your packet, some of the things they did today or this past month were notify the residents on Rhodes Avenue about the pending project, clean out catch basins, periodically check on the Rhodes Avenue project. We had some really, really hot days and some of our new paving was just oozing, so we had the contractor come back and do some of the limestone, and then our guys did some of the limestone also, and then have cut down some trees and cut back trees and bushes along the road. Also, from the Public Works Supervisor, I asked for an update on the Rhodes Avenue project, just kind of a summary of where we are. And here's the report I got. They have finished the upper drilling and sprayed the concrete. They are now working on the lower section of the wall. They were hoping to have all the nails in the lower section of the wall today. They plan on shooting the concrete for the lower section tomorrow. The foreman is hoping to have almost everything completed by Friday, but again, weather delays and supplier delays have caused some problems with their schedule. He said they still have some seeding and cleanup to do next week. Tim talked to Dan Barna, our engineer, today about what needs to be done next, and Tim and Dan are gonna meet down there later this week to go over the road and come up with a plan. The site, we have two contractors down there. We have the one who's fixing the wall, and then we have the one who is more the site prep and the site cleanup, then doing like the replacing the guide rails after the stabilization company's in there. So Stefanik is the site contractor, and they'll be rehabbing the road at the end of the project. That's not a full pave, that's rehabbing and fixing some of the stuff, and there have been some big gouges because of the heavy equipment, and it was a fresh tar and chip, so that sunk in even more. And Dan just on the phone, without a meeting down there, Tim said we should consider putting Rhodes Avenue on the next paving project list. So we'll get more information later at the end of the week about the final schedule, and then what kind of stuff we think the road is gonna need, the actual surface of the road repairs will need.
But no major surprises?
No, one or two little things, there may be a small change order coming, they did call and let me know that, but they didn't have the details, and they thought that maybe they could mitigate it by something else they're doing down the road, and I just said, do everything the way the engineer said, and let me know.
And any progress on the use of the previous grant?
I think Dan is meeting with Patrick of the COG, who is our actual grant applicant, later this week, I think, also we've submitted the change request for that grant. So they're gonna catch up and see where that stands and what we can be approved for and how to use it.
Good. Any questions? Communications,
No report.
planning and zoning,
No report. I had to think, but no report.
tax collector treasurer,
You have Clay's report in your packet. And the bulk of the real estate taxes have now been received for the year. So we're, living off what we have now, because we don't get, that's the chunk of our revenue for the year. Our earned income tax comes in kind of more on a quarterly basis, but the real estate tax comes in like the second quarter of the year, and it's mostly all in here, so.
well, at this point, there's no significant change between 24 and 25.
It's a standard schedule that we pretty much follow every year.
Any questions? Finance, do I hear a motion to
I make a
approve?
motion to approve the June bill list in the amount of $29,210.73, to ratify the June prepaid bills in the amount of $20,863.10, and to ratify June payroll transfers in the amount of $19,201.48.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Aleppo Township Authority.
No report.
Gwen, did you get a pump station report?
I did not, I didn't
Okay.
get that, no, sorry.
You've been busy. Quaker Valley Ambulance Authority,
No report?
Quaker Valley COG,
No report except for what's in every report that we've already received.
And then attached to that is also, they have a reception every year. It used to be an annual dinner in October. It has switched to a reception, more of an hors d'oeuvre and cocktail thing, but then a sit-down dinner that's gonna be in August. And so if any commissioner is interested in attending that, let me know and I can get you registered for that.
It's August 28th and I will attend.
Okay, the Edgeworth Club.
would this be an appropriate time for the brief executive session?
Sure.
David, this will be brief.
All right.
The board is reconvening at 7:30 on the dot following a executive session to receive legal advice from its solicitor. And at this point, we can return, and I believe we're straight back to me.
Right.
For a solicitor's report, I do not have anything additional beyond what was discussed in executive session, unless there are any questions that I can answer. We've had a few outstanding items, including some of the saldo updates and things like that, that I believe we still need to continue work on, but nothing significant to report at this point.
Any questions for the solicitor?
No, sir?
Okay. Pennsylvania State Association of Township Commissioners request for legislative liaison.
So we received a letter from this state organization asking if the township would be willing to name one commissioner as the legislative liaison, because sometimes legislation will come up quickly and they want to get a lot of municipalities on board to agree. It's more like a lobbying thing, and they want someone who would be willing to read the legislative locator every month and stay up to date on what's happening at the State House. And so this person would be asked to speak on behalf of the township if something falls between meetings, is the way I understand it. So they want someone to say, oh, you guys are in favor of this, or you're not in favor of that, to sign on for different positions that PSATC might take. It's not required, but it's just a request by them to have somebody on board to.
Is there an action we have to take?
If you want to name someone who would be willing and will answer them when they send out stuff and ask for opinions, this person should also be updating the rest of the board, so that it's not just them reading something and speaking on behalf of the board, but it would be like presenting a report every month about state legislative issues.
Wouldn't it be appropriate for that to be our communications person?
Sure.
Good. Well,
Revisit that at some point.
yeah, too early. Allegheny County Snow and Ice Agreement.
Every 3 years, the township enters into, and many other municipalities enter into agreements for snow and ice removal on county-owned roads within the township borders. So we have Duff Road, no, not Duff Road, Glenfield Road and Glen Mitchell Road are the county roads in Aleppo. And so we enter into a contract every couple of years. Tim checks the road distances and the amounts and everything. And then they give us a lump sum check sometime during the year that's supposed to cover the salt and staff personnel to maintain those roads. Never quite balances out easily, but it's hard to determine anyway. It's fine. We do that with the county, and we do it with the state also. So we have a separate agreement that's on a 5-year cycle with the state that they pay us to maintain the state-owned roads within the township. So I'm gonna have Tim look at this agreement. Anna's getting it and can read it it's the standard stuff. And then Tim's gonna check the chart of the roads and the distances and make sure that we would be, that it's accurate on what we actually do, so we would get paid for everything that we do. And then that will be on the agenda next month for adoption.
And this
So we'll have it
is
checked by then.
very standard for the area. The goal is.
We've been doing it for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Essentially, you're closer.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Well, we come back to the sad subject.
I just have to say that Patty knows we're doing this subject because my ass is freezing.
She turned it on, she turned it on right now.
That's why I'm
She
sitting
turned
here
it on.
giggling.
Right now, she turned it
Joe, it
on.
freezes me with this air conditioner, and the air conditioner just blew on my head 2 minutes ago. I'm freezing to death.
So if anyone would like to say a few words,
I would.
thank you.
Township Secretary Patty Creasick worked for Aleppo for 6 years, and her touch can be found in every aspect of the township's operations. It is her voice you hear when you call the township. She was the first to greet visitors when they came into the building, and she kept all the resources for residents up to date and organized. When we were going through the process of hiring a new secretary, the outgoing secretary and I discussed the candidates and assigned monikers to them to help us keep them straight in our heads. Right out of the gate, before she was even hired, she was Professional Patty. As someone who was extremely overqualified for the position based on her prior employment history, We were fortunate to find her at the time in her life when she was seeking to contribute to an organization on a part-time basis. How lucky we were that the timing lined up so well. Patty maintained the official records of the township, wrote minutes and broke down the videos for the email digests each month, made sure the invoices were paid on time, created databases of things that hadn't been previously tracked, was always up for a research project to compile township records, served as our in-house computer support, kept the offices supplied and organized, and did many other tasks that may have gone without notice as she completed them without fanfare and made this place run so smoothly. One of her most important tasks was supervising George each month as he signed the checks and invoices to make sure he didn't miss anything. On the employee side of things, Patty was a wonderful addition to our team, and we don't say this simply because she was an extremely talented baker who made cakes for everyone's birthdays and desserts for employee lunches.
And lady logs for commissioners.
She was known far and wide for her baking skills. She made 15+ varieties of cookies during the holidays, not to mention her famous banana bars. She was happy to try new recipes and tested desserts out on us at employee lunches. If we said it was good, then she said she wouldn't make it again. If we deemed it delicious, then the dessert made it into her rotation. Patty was quick to adapt her job process to what worked the best. She was the most organized person to ever work in this building, and the notes and procedures she left behind attest to that and will help keep her office running the way she set it up. She made us all better at our jobs. Patty was a welcoming presence in this building. Whether you got to know her by calling, stopping in, seeing her in the meeting videos, or working alongside her at the Earth Day cleanup events, you got to know a person who is both warm and professional and both efficient and fun. Patty's talent, skills, warmth, treats, help, abilities, and her smile will be sorely missed by all of us. She served Aleppo Township with class and professionalism, and we are grateful to have shared the past 6 years with her.
Gwen, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Here,
I know
here.
that was hard, thank you.
Very nice, thank you.
There was one
You
other,
can shut the air off now. Oh my God!
thanks, Patty.
I'm sorry, but
Boy, there's certain things in life that really get scary, you know that?
There was one other item. The township supplied flowers for the viewing, and there's been a request to make contributions to 2 of Patty's favorite charities. I would like to recommend that we donate $500 to each of those 2, for a total of $1,000.
I would make a motion that we donate $500 to each of Patty's charities, totaling $1,000.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Did we have any citizen communication?
No.
Then we are adjourned.